everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
I lost a friend of 18 years in Mexico on a girls' trip because she was upset with me because I would not stay under the same roof as her. It's story time. So I had a dear friend to call me, and she was like, hey, I want to do my 50th birthday in Mexico. I want you to come. Lodging and everything is taken care of. I just want you to show up. Now, I was excited to get this invitation because this friend, she had just beat cancer a couple of years back. So this was near and dear to my heart to really celebrate her birthday. While we were trying to figure out the transportation, I let her know that I wasn't going to make the first round of transportation, so her sister decided to pick me up from the airport. We were flying into San Diego, and we were going to drive across the border to Ensenada. So Ensenada is about 2 hours from San Diego. When I made it to San Diego, the sister was stuck at the border for 6 hours, so that made me be stuck in the airport for about 3 hours. I was exhausted, hungry. Airport food was disgusting and expensive. By the time the sister got to me, it was almost around 9 o'clock at night. We ended up getting lost trying to find the food that I wanted. And the sister told me she was having a hard time driving at night. She didn't see well at night, so I took over driving. We both determined that we didn't want to drive across the border, so we ended up staying at a hotel. For whatever reason, it was a hotel, Motel 6. That was a tragedy. That facility was so nasty. I didn't take a shower. I ended up going to bed in my clothes because I didn't want to take my clothes out of my suitcase. So there's that. I wake up the next day. I call over to the sister. I was like, hey, we don't need to stay here until 10 o'clock or to check out time. Let's get on the road. Let's go over to Mexico. Now, mind you, as I'm driving across the border, it's kind of scary. Make the wrong turn. You might fall off the goddamn road. It's like a straight dip into the ocean off of the cliff. So I was stressed out. I had never met the sister before, and so we were bonding. It was a great time. The sister tells me, hey, there's a lot of people that's here. She had a house that she was renting because she was working on her citizenship. And then there was the main house the rest of us were staying in. So the sister was like, if you want, you have your own room, you can have your own bathroom. Bet. Now, let me back things up. When the friend called me to invite me to come to this girls' trip, she did inform me that we would have to share rooms and some of us would have to share a bed. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to go a day early. I was like, I'm not paying for the lodging, so I'm not going to make a big fuss of this. I can do this if my nervous system is regulated. So I'm going to go a day early so that I can decompress and get my mind ready to share this room and sleep in this bed with someone that I do not know. Well, by the time I made it to Mexico, because there was a delay in me getting picked up from the airport, me being stressed out at the Motel 6, me being stressed out because the sister didn't drive well at night, she can't see at night, and then I'm having to drive. I volunteered to drive now, I'm not complaining, but the drive was also stressful yet beautiful. When I made it to the house, when I made it to Mexico, I needed to wash the day off of me, so I washed it at the sister's house. I did went over, which the house was like a block around the corner, 4 or 5 houses down the corner. I went to the main house. I greeted everyone. I hugged my friend. We were happy to see one another because it's been a while since we saw each other. She lives back home in Arkansas, and then I live here in Atlanta. I go upstairs. And out of respect, I was like, hey, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I had went through the house. I looked and saw that the room that I was assigned to didn't have a ceiling fan, and it didn't have a TV. And then when I got to thinking about it, I don't have the capacity to share a bed with someone. And Keisha, the sister, has offered me a place to stay. So I say to a friend, hey, I'm going to be with you all day, every day. But at nighttime, I'm going to go stay at your sister's house at night. Now, mind you, this woman was turning 50. She lost her with me, and she was like, I'm birthday Zilla. You're going to do everything that I want you to do. Everyone's going to sleep in this house. I really didn't feel like the drama. So the first night, for whatever reason, I complied, and I ended up sleeping on the couch. I was uncomfortable. It was cold. It was not a good situation. Fast forward to the next day. The next day, we're out on a wine tour, having a great time. We get back to the villa. The friend goes upstairs, doesn't really check on us to see how we're going to eat or anything. Now, during the daytime, we have transportation. At nighttime, there's no transportation. Ensenada is not Cancun. It is not Playa del Carmen. Ensenada is straight up Mexico. So it's not really touristy. We figure out food. She doesn't come back down for the rest of the night. At that point, I decided I don't want to be uncomfortable. I came here to celebrate my friend, but I also came here to refill my cup so that I can go back home and be an asset to my children and resume my duties within my business. So I decided to leave the house for the night and walk over to Keisha's house where I had my own room and my own bathroom. The next day was a free day. We didn't see each other. I went to the beach. Everyone did their own thing. We had no agenda for the day. But that evening, there was girls' dinner. I went to girls' dinner. No problem. We went to the club after that. We're in Mexico. We go to the club. We get into the first facility. The friend that's turning 50 starts hollering about, I don't want to hear no Mexican music. I want to hear American music. Nigga, we in Mexico, but go off. So everyone's confused. We walk out of there. She goes across the street to another venue. She's asking me, why aren't you coming over? Let me know when you find a facility. I have these stilettos on. I'm not going to walk up and down the street. I'll come over there whenever you figure things out. Well, they go over there. I cross the road. I'm in there. I'm not feeling it. I call me an Uber because I don't want to make a spectacle of myself. I just want to go back to the house, watch TV, and go to sleep. Have a couple of drinks by myself. Later on that night, for whatever reason, somebody flooded or did something to one of the bathrooms in the other house. So the sister gets up, goes over there, and tends to the house. Now, other thing I need to tell you, that the sister was paying for both of the homes. So if my friend would have been paying for the house, I probably would have made it work. But no, the sister was paying for it, so I didn't feel obligated to make it work. The next day, I decided not to go on the last group excursion. I wanted to stay behind because I wanted to rest, and I simply just wanted to go hang out at the beach for the day. Now, I didn't ask for a refund for my excursion. I just didn't go. I didn't feel like it. Also, I felt like I don't have to be up under you 24/7. Well, somewhere along the lines, the sisters got into it. The group chat got heated. I saw that. I didn't know what the fuck was going on because I've been at the beach all day. I was like, whoa, what's happening? I decided to call my friend to check in on her to make sure her mental health is okay. That is when I noticed that I was blocked. And I'm like, why are you not answering my phones? So then something told me to go check Facebook. Why did this block me on Facebook? About 10 minutes after I realized I'm blocked, I get a phone call from the other sister telling us to shelter in place because the cartel has lost its mind and it's going wild in Mexico. Now, she was the only way I was going to get back across the border to San Diego, and she wasn't responding to me. A few hours later, somebody in the group chat let me know to be at the house at 6:30 because we was going to ride out. We get to the fucking airport. I get across security, and then I send a message to the group chat because I know goddamn well you wasn't going to leave me stranded in Mexico. I'm in the airport minding my business. The sister comes over. The other sister comes over. And I just asked her, I was like, I'm just curious. What was wrong with your sister? What was going on? Why did she block me on everything when her and her sister got into it? I didn't cuss her out. I've been minding my goddamn business. Her sister tells me that the friend was upset because I didn't sleep in the same house with her. And she felt like I showed favoritism to her sister and that she was upset. Mind you, when I told her that I was going to stay at her sister's house because it was just more accommodating, she did tell me that if I didn't stay in that house, that she was never going to invite me on a trip again. It's true. Go on a trip with someone and you're going to learn exactly who you're dealing with. Insecure friends are dangerous. Male-centered friends are dangerous. Jealous friends are dangerous. She lost a good friend in me. I'm still confused about why and what happened. But yeah, that's the story in short. People really don't like it when you sit on your boundaries. I came home rested and feeling great with one less friend. This is part 2 of my girls trip story time so that I can kind of break things down. So mind you, after I had a conversation with a friend and I told her upstairs, hey, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I don't think that I can do the whole share the room and share the bed thing. There's no TV, there's no ceiling fan. I have to have white noise at night. Mind you, she literally sat there and told me, hey, I'm birthday Zilla. I have to get everything that I want. She was very serious. You can tell she was serious. Her feelings was hurt. So I wasn't willing to escalate the situation. That's why I chose to spend the night on the couch that night. The next night we woke up. She was happy to see me. Of course, I slept on the couch. I didn't sleep well. We had a great day at the wineries. We went to 4 different wineries. Now, when we came back from the wineries, I went to her sister's house and I stayed at her sister's house for the rest of the week because for me, I'm like, why do I have to suffer? Why do I have to be somewhere and the house is cold? The house was a large home and it was aesthetically pleasing. It was thorough, but it was very cold, physically cold. So it was hard to get comfortable in there versus at Keisha's house. I had my own room, my own bedroom, and she had heat over there. It was great. Also, I'm a single mom. I'm tired. I needed to regulate my nervous system. If I'm traveling with you, I don't need to be with you 24/7. I mean, I could see if I would have gone and I complained about things. I could see if I had agreed to go on all of the excursions and I chose not to do so. I could see if I decided not to wear the red at your birthday dinner. I did everything that I was asked to do as a friend. The only thing that I chose to do was to stay at another house so that I can get proper rest. I don't understand why I needed to be stressed out when I realized that the sleeping arrangements wasn't ideal for me based on the situation at hand. If it was me, I would have just been thankful that my friend thought to get on the plane to come to Mexico to spend my birthday with me. Also, when people travel, we have different friends or different things going on in different cities. I mean, as long as I'm outside of the hours of when we're supposed to be doing festivities together, it shouldn't matter what I do after midnight. If you're upstairs in your room parlaying in the bed, why do I need to be in the house with you? I wanted to go sleep in a room by myself to get rested. See, this has happened to me before where I've let people bully me and I didn't get the proper rest that I needed when I was traveling. And I refuse for that to happen to me this time. I don't regret losing this friendship. It is absolutely ridiculous. And I guess after she got into it with her sister in the goddamn group chat, I guess she just got mad at me too and felt like I was a part of the problem because there was issues with the sisters before we got there. I didn't know that until I got there. But why don't you take it out on me? I'm calling you trying to figure out what our transportation is to get back across the border. The cartel has lost its mind. Things are going on. We're sheltering in place in Mexico. My only focus was to get back home safe to my children. I get it that you're upset. Everyone has a right to be disappointed. She took it too far when she thought it was okay to block me on the phone and to block me on social media. That made no sense to me at all. I didn't do anything to you. You didn't catch me talking about you. You didn't catch me lying on you. You didn't catch me complaining. Matter of fact, before we got to Mexico, we went to Target and got some supplies for the house. I bought those supplies. We all contributed, but we all contributed to your birthday. Even when we got to Mexico and we realized that the food was running low, we went to the Walmarts in Mexico, and we got you more food. We constantly asked you, are you okay? Are your needs met? That was really nasty. So basically, you want friends that jump when you say jump, and you want us to say hi hi. I'm a Leo. That's not me. As you can see, I will travel across the world to be there for you. I will be there to support you. But I also will not be uncomfortable when I travel. I wish her well. One of the things I did notice when I got on the bus, that everyone on that bus was her sister's or family member or employee. I was the only actual friend that was there. That was interesting. There's a reason why people don't have a lot of friends. You need to start paying attention when those females, and I hate the word females, excuse me for the disrespect. You need to pay attention when women constantly holler about they don't have any goddamn friends. They don't have any friends because there's a reason why they don't have any friends. Pay attention to the things people say. Pay attention to who people have in their circle and what the people around them allow them to do. And no more in my life will someone say, oh, that's just how she is. No, that shit is toxic. That shit is not okay. And we won't be friends. Hope you guys have a great night.
What to do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit live video, live reaction. I ain't gonna lie, man. This was a great story. But the only thing I wish, now I like that it was sped up, because if it wasn't sped up, it would be maybe 15 minutes long. But if she just told it in her regular voice, I would have been fine with it, because the shit was interesting. Okay? Because how you gonna have me on your trip and have me sleeping on a couch? Girl, is you serious? Man, no, we not doing that. Man, let me tell you. I've thugged it out in my day when I didn't have much, and we going on trips, driving cross country, you know, staying at my friend's sister's house, sleeping on her couches, the sister's couches and stuff like that. And I'm like, bruh, man, I didn't drive cross country to be sleeping on no couches, big dog, you know. Sleeping on this person's couch, this person's couch. I think I slept in one bed when I was going out of town, you know. And I was just like, bruh, this ain't it. And then even then, spent all the money while we was out there. Spent all the money. But that's neither here nor there. Situation at hand. She invited you to her birthday trip. I was trying to figure out if the girl was black or Mexican, but because she was talking to a friend, and the friend said, or it was somebody in the story said that they was trying to get their papers. And I think she said it was her sister. So, but then she said her name was Keisha, and I was confused. I'm like, damn, Keisha? She keeps saying Keisha. But anyway, so apparently they from America, but I don't know, somebody's from Mexico or somebody's from a country not of America trying to get papers. So I'm imagining that they're black and they were in Mexico. Okay. I don't think they were Mexican going to Mexico. But it was very confusing to understand that part of the story. Also the living situation, because she explained it so fast that she went down there and she was like, and I'm gonna stay at the sister's house. Like, is it the sister's actual house? But then she said the sister paid for both of the houses. So they actually they Airbnb'd or something. They rented two houses and they went to stay at the two houses. One of them was very big, but she had to sleep on a couch, or she had to share a room and share a bed, but she didn't want to share a bed with I'm guessing another sister or the other woman's friend, which technically not a friend, because apparently it's a coworker, because she was the only friend on the trip. So she didn't want to sleep in the same bed, so she slept on the couch. And she said, instead of sleeping on the couch, no, I'm going to sleep at the other house with the sister, because I can have my own room, which I didn't understand why that was such a bad idea because, hey, if everybody was still meeting up to do everything, I would want everybody to get a good night's rest. And plus, why would I not want my friend to sleep in a bed? That would be weird, you know? It's like one time we had everybody booked a single hotel, like not a single hotel, booked in one hotel, but the hotel we booked at was full, so we got another hotel room at another hotel right like down the street, like a mile down the street or couple blocks down the street. So instead of somebody staying in our room or staying in our room, we got a whole new hotel room. Get your own bed. That's what's so hard about that. You know, don't let your friends don't 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 mess up your comfort to accommodate someone else. You know what I'm saying? Mm-mm. So she did right. No, I'm not finna do this for you, girl. So shout out to her. This is I am Wendy Nicole on TikTok. Shout out to I am Wendy Nicole. This is a great story. Appreciate you. The cartel almost canceled y'all Christmas though.